Let's talk about having kids. Let's talk about being a father. Those are things that God has just put on my heart in like an incredibly real way, right? I didn't realize that until seminary. Hence the reason I left. But the desire to have kids, I want to be a dad. Am I ready for it? No. Is anybody really ready for it? Yeah, probably. Some people. Am I one of them? No. Do I think I would be a good dad? Not really. Would I try my best? You betcha. You know? I'm not even kidding when I say that I've been practicing since I left seminary. Like every chance I can get, I'll hold someone's kid in just preparation for one day that I might have my own, And just loving that baby with. Everything I have. I just it's just hard. It's very hard. Because you can't just have a kid. There has to be another human being involved. That's usually the thing. But God, in His infinite wisdom, keeps them away from me, which is good, especially because I moved all the way over here, and I'm probably gonna move again. I'm basically a bachelor. I mean, heck, going around all these places. Do you have any dates? Do you know how many times I've gone out this entire year when I was in Nebraska? To actually go to a place and sit down by myself, honestly, I think one, and it was today. Otherwise, I'll just stay at home and make food. I've been to a bar one time, and that was the first day I came here. And that was with my mom. I remember there's a really pretty girl there. I honestly haven't thought of her since now. It's been a few months, especially because I moved here in July. And like, this is normal. Where is this going? It's just difficult. There are about 3 or 4 people that I genuinely enjoy the presence of in like every single aspect. Okay, don't get me wrong, there are more people that I like as my friends. And they always say, for women to set your standards high, right? Don't settle for less. Honestly, for guys, we should be doing that too, but how often do we just go looking for the next best thing or whatever? It just because that's easier, you know? So often we just take the easy way out. And like, as somebody who really wants to be a good dad, that can't be an option. You know? It can't be an option. Don't settle for less, you know? I just want... There's this family, husband and wife, and their 4 daughters who go to Mass on Sundays. Every single time I go to Mass on Sunday, they're there. Oldest daughter's probably 6 or 7. The other ones are about 2 years younger, respectively. It's probably like 3, 4, either 5 or 6, and then 7. But the parents got them all matching clothes. So all 4 of them, when they go up for communion, they're all wearing the same thing every time. So they'd all be wearing little pink dresses with little blue polka dots. They'd all be wearing stripes. They'd all be wearing little red dresses. That was Christmas. That was absolutely adorable. And it's just, it's so beautiful, you know? There's something beautiful in a family that is so connected, is so loving to each other. Last week I went to church on Sunday again and I saw them. I was there really early because I didn't know church was at 10:30, so I showed up at 9:30 because I wanted to be a little bit earlier. I was an hour early, that's okay, it happens. And they showed up around 10:15 or 10 because the wife was lecturing. The kids were all there, but the dad wasn't there. He came a little bit later. But when he did, the youngest one, the second youngest one, sorry, ran up to him and gave him a huge hug and said, "Daddy!" Right? And it's a Sunday morning, so it's not like they didn't see their dad half an hour ago. And then the baby, the 3 or 4 year old or whatever, however young the littlest one was, kind of like waddled up to dad and gave him a big hug, and he lifted her up and held her in his arms. That's what I want, you know? Just that love and that peace and that family. And I get it, I'm making these guys sound as if they're a perfect family. And it's really easy for us to compare ourselves or compare our families to what we see from others at church, right? But what you see at church isn't always, that's not always normal, you know? Some parents can actually get their kids to sit still at church. Their kids might be absolute rapscallions. You know? Still kids, still love them to death, but we all know some kids act up. don't want to compare it to social media because the only thing you ever see on social media is perfection, right? Nobody ever is going to share their ugly stories, or their kid got bullied in school and so they had to call the school. You're not going to get that story on Facebook. Or their kid tripped and hurt himself in the park and he was crying and yelling for 20 minutes at everybody and he was just sad and crabby, and then he had to go to the supermarket because mom ran out of food and had to go get some more, so he was sitting in the cart the whole time just yelling. You're not going to get that story. You don't get realism on social media. Or you don't get my kid hasn't been turning in their homework. Any suggestions? No, we've become way too prideful to ask for genuine help. Why? Is your reputation more important than your kid's well-being? People seem to think so. If you have an actual question about a kid, like, what did you guys do for this? Has anybody else ever gone through this? What do I do? Help. And I get it. No parent wants to rat out their kids. I'll rat myself out for my mom. I was straight up disrespectful. A lot. Most of the time. I didn't show her very much respect. I'm not proud of that at all. But does anybody know that? Maybe a few of my friends who have been around me when I've been disrespectful towards my mother, and no, I'm still not proud of that. I love my mom very much. And I'm not saying that I wish parents would just rat out their kids more. But I am saying it is so easy for us to compare our kids to others. And say, man, I wish you acted like him sometimes. Parents, it's okay that your kids aren't perfect, but don't stop trying. Don't stop asking for help from others to see what they have been doing. Maybe that would work for you. It's okay not to have all the answers. It's not okay to just give up, though. Yeah, all families are broken. Join the club. That's normal. That's life. You're never going to find a perfect family on earth. Not again. Jesus said, let the children come to me, and that's just what I want. I went in to do I had to do an hour of observation. Honestly, I wanted to do more. I would have loved to just sit in the classroom all day and just be with the kids and not have to worry about sitting on a Zoom meeting with other ones who were just talking the whole time. And yeah, that's fun too, but those aren't my kids. That's a 6th and a 9th grader and also another 6th grader in there who just sit there and talk the whole time. And yeah, I get it. They're bored. I love them to death. But I just wanted to stay in the 4th grade classroom and just be with my kids, because I'm not lying. yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, I was like, God, I really want a hug. And then 3 of my kids came up to me today and gave me a hug, and I was like, oh, I don't want to leave. I was 15 minutes late getting back, but you don't realize how much you love the kids until you're actually there, and until you're gone, and until you come back. They'll remember you. If you genuinely care about them, they'll remember you. The first one who gave me a hug, though, I couldn't even remember her name. And she was one of my favorites the week that I was there. She was always respectful. And a boy called me by the wrong name. And then he was always a sweet one too. And then he ran up to me. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Smith." And I was like, "It's okay." Gave him a hug. Cody, does this video even have a point? Not really. I feel like this one's just exposition at this point. God has put this in my heart for a reason, and I know it. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just so I could rant about it to you guys, and eventually one person's gonna hear this and something will strike them. It's like, whoa, crazy. Maybe I should consider having kids, and then they'll go out and then they'll have kids, and their kids will go out to do great things. And it's all because of, honestly, it's probably because of the kids who gave me a hug today. But I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that I love you guys. And thanks for coming to my TED Talk.